Good morning. It is Friday, December 27th, and this is me really trying to stick to my schedule before I start month 3 of my content. So if you're new here, my name is Erica. I'm a marketing and project management consultant. I run my own firm and I film day in my lives and then some educational videos. And I'm doing this 6-month content challenge to see how much I can grow in these 6 months by following a plan. My hair is a mess. I drove 14 hours from Michigan to Charleston, South Carolina yesterday to get home. I eradicated my home of anything and everything Christmas this morning. It's like a psycho trait of mine, that as soon as Christmas is over, like if it was up to me on the night of the 25th, everything would be gone. But I was in Michigan through the 25th and drove the 26th. So the 27th it was. I'm feeling really out of it today, honestly. I'm just like tired. I can feel myself wanting to be sick. Like my body wants to be sick, so I'm trying to fight that off. But I have a lot of to-dos today. So it's 11:04. I woke up around 8, took the dog for a W, had some coffee and some breakfast, kind of centered myself, ordered pickup from Aldi's, took down all the Christmas decorations, deep cleaned. That needs to get taken care of, but it's raining outside, so I'm leaving the towels there, so when we go for walks and I bring her in, I can just wipe her off. And now I'm going through all of my to-dos for the day and just separating by client. So I'll kind of walk you through what I have to do for client work today. So for myself, I need to design mock-ups I made a bunch of wireframes for my website update. I'm working on a proposal template so I can make my sales process go a little bit faster in 2025. So I need to update the proposals with one thing. I need to finish my intern's welcome packet, complete and send that. And we also need to get time on the calendar for not next week, but the week after, which is her first week, to get coffee together. And then I'll need to film, edit, and schedule this for Monday. That's for me. For one of my clients, I need to do a weekly ad maintenance. I need to give PPC recs for a specific client or for a specific account for them. I don't think we're doing this, but maybe. I have to kick off an evergreen campaign. I think there's one hiding here. Oh, I also need to finalize insurance for myself. I'm gonna get a follow-up call at some point today. And then I need to write a strategy and campaign plan for the other clients. So a lot of ad stuff happening. For another client, they want to get into influencer marketing, so I need to pull influencers for V-Day and Mother's Day. I think that's it for them. And then newsletter. And I know I saw, oh yeah, okay. I have a Trello to do for a Shopify site that I work on. So I would love to be done with work by like 5:30 or 6 today. We'll see how that goes, but I will keep you posted. This is a really weird day. I'll maybe try to get into some nitty gritty of what I'm working on. I definitely need to go for a lot of walks today, even though it's raining, to kind of get my body back on track after being in the car for 14 hours. I think I'll do like a deep yoga stretch video at some point maybe. It's 11:07 right now, so I'm gonna try to work until 12:30 and then take a break to exercise the pooch and get some food. Yeah, thanks for being here. So essentially what I am doing first is something that I know my brain can handle right now, and that's just kind of mocking up the wireframes that I've created here. And I'm designing these to be mobile first, but it doesn't let me add blocks in the mobile view, so I just have to keep popping back in. I think that's okay. We might need something there eventually, but this is a Band-Aid fix. So I had to go in and update my branding to match my new colors and my new font. And now I'm just adding all this in and I'm labeling it as like home V1. So these aren't actually public, but I can kind of play with them. And I did a photo shoot last week, like y'all saw if you watched my vlog, that posted on the 23rd. So I'll have some photos and videos to place on these pages, but today's job is just to mock up one of each. So we have a home page, we have an about page, we have a contact page, a service page, a resource page, and a work page. Yes, we have a lot to do, but I'm gonna try to get through this by 11:30, or 12:30. I will be back. It's 11:21. Okay, so I finished all of the wireframes. I also got my my interns welcome packet sent out, and then it was 12:30, so I took a break for lunch, which was just a smorgasbord situation. I am so freaking tired, so I made another cup of hot coffee, which I never do, and I moved to the couch just because no meetings today. Obviously, I'm not getting ready. I went for a walk and now I'm here. It's 1:48, and I thought I would give everyone a little bit of insight into what it's like on the other side of influencer marketing. So I am not an influencer myself. I do not work for a talent agency. However, I do work with small businesses that want to work with influencers. And so kind of the process of how we go about selecting what influencers we work with takes a lot of research. And this is something I will hand off to my intern as that time comes. Coffee break. But for example, one of my e-commerce clients is doing a Valentine's Day and a Mother's Day campaign. And so we are polling influencers that we want to do some outreach to see if they would like us to send them like a cute box of some product that they would do an unboxing with. So when we go through this, we start with our campaign goal. This is to drive an increase in sales for our Valentine's Day themed products. What metrics we would measure. So for this, it would be engagement, sales, and new versus returning buyers. And then target audience. So this would be any gender or age internationally, with the exception of there are 8 countries. Hi, lady. Who do not celebrate Valentine's Day. And we would also target couples, mothers, or people who recently lost someone, because a lot of our products are tailored towards grief. So then we look at our ideal influencer profile. So we consider content niche. So for this, we're looking at influencers who focus on mental health, relationships, wellness, lifestyle, gift giving, grief or bereavement advocates, storytellers who focus on stories of loss and resilience, and then sentimental creators or nostalgic, like people who really focus on that nostalgia theme or comfort. Like I can literally think of a girl on YouTube. Her name is Cozy K, I think. And she just vlogs. Everything is very comfort, like comfy habits. She's a comfort creator. So we're looking for comfort creators that make sense and fit in with the products that we're selling. Next, we look at audience size. So there's nano influencers, micro influencers, and macro influencers. Macro, you're going to want to hit those if you have like a really big brand name, like if you're Adidas or Nike or West Elm, or if you're a small brand who needs to maximize awareness. That is not us, so we don't want any macro influencers. We also can't afford a macro influencer. That might be investing a lot of money to get their brand name out. So here you're going to get a lot of that reach, and you're also more likely to get sales, but you need to be able to hit them at their price point, because micro influencers do charge still a shitload of money. So then there's nano influencers, and these are people that either have 1,000 to 10,000 followers, and you are going to get the highest engagement rate because they've cultivated this really unique, special community. And that is what we're targeting, because we want people that fit in this, because the products that we're marketing is a very narrow niche here. And we're looking for a highly engaged, highly probable to buy audience who will then spread word of mouth and kind of be an evangelist. Nano influencers still charge a good amount. They charge less than a micro or a macro just because of their follower count, and but they do tend to still charge a pretty penny because their engagement rates are so good. So that's who we're targeting. And those nano influencers, their engagement metrics have to be high in order for us to even consider them. So with all this in mind, then we go through and we pull a massive list. And I'll usually start with ChatGPT, and then I'll start branching out into like other recommended accounts that come up on platforms, and we will evaluate every single influencer. So we'll look at content alignment, authenticity, their demographic, and their engagement rate that we can see. And we'll create a short list. And on the short list, this is what I'll give to the client. It will have their name, handle, platform, followers, engagement rate, audience demographic, and their cost or rate if we know that. And then we'll start outreach once we narrow that down. So that's what I'm working on right now. I have a work block until 3:30 to do this. Checking out a newsletter for a client, and start some work on a lot of those ad to-dos that I listed out. So I'm going to get back to work, and I'll check in around 3 or 3:30. All right, it is 5:10. The girls are still here watching Sex and the City. I did a little 30-minute bar workout, and and I worked on a strategy and campaign plan. That took up a lot of time. What else did I do? I did weekly ad maintenance. I need to do, and then I updated my own proposals. What is next? Next up, I have to do this evergreen campaign kickoff, and then finalize what insurance I want to use for my business, and then hit a Trello to do, and then we're done. I know this day in life has kind of sucked, so I'm going to kind of walk you through. I'm going to flip this over and walk you through the marketing strategy and campaign plan that I put together, and then I'll probably sign off because I have like probably an hour and a half more work to do, so I think I'm going to knock out an hour now, and then take a break for dinner and a walk, and then come back and do the last 30 minutes. So it is just a working Friday. It's that weird time of year. It's my catch-up time. But let's go over this strategy that I came up with really fast. Okay, so this is for a new wedding venue. So I set an objective here. This is the strategy. And then I outline the channels, the budget allocation, and the strategic outlook for each. So like why we're doing those. Okay, so the campaign plan, this is how I present it to the client. Sorry if this is moving so much. She is going to town on that. I present the objective, the platform, the campaign. I'm sorry, this should be here. And the campaign objective is bookings. So this is what we're shooting for. You'll see that some of my measurements have exact numbers and some of them don't. This is because Google search has a lot of data for industry best practices in this specific case. We have this audience here, so it's a little bit broader for Google search, but you'll see a lot more from Meta. The messaging, I actually need to include that, but we have campaign-wide negative keywords. Oh, see ad groups. Okay. Campaign-wide negative keywords, things that are like have nothing to do with this client, and then our budget is $1,000 per month for Google. And then I'd break it down into wedding venues. So first I have messaging. I kind of just have some guidelines here. I'm not the copywriter. They have a copywriter. I do offer copywriting services, but they only bought my ad package. So they'd have to pay for that separately. So I just kind of give their copywriter some high-level details of what we need, and then all the keywords I want to target in this ad group. Visuals, which there's a library available that I can choose from. I just need to make sure that they didn't want to take a different approach with that. We have ad group 2 here. So again, on the messaging, keywords, visuals, ad group 3, messaging, keyword, visuals. Then we get into meta. So again, objective, platform, campaign. This is all one. Campaign objective is leads. Measurement here. The audience gets a little bit more dense. Messaging is the same as Google Ads, and then since this is going to be a lead form campaign, I just include what fields we'd want to use, the budget, and then visuals and kind of how it would be set up, because on, wait a minute, did I have visuals under, oh my gosh, I am so freaking stupid. This is a Google search campaign. What am I doing? Here we go. Okay, so this is me just not feeling well today. Google search campaigns don't have images with them. So yeah, there we go. We have our images here, or sorry, our visual direction here for the meta campaign, and that will either be a carousel or so carousel or video ad. And then we get into this one. So then we just have a basic traffic campaign, objective, measurements, audience details, messaging, visuals. This will be single image or video ad, because this is just more of like a general awareness thing. Yeah, and this is shipped over to the client for their review, and then once it's approved, I will get it all set up. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that the day in my lives haven't been great lately. Like, I feel like they're just really boring because it's just me in front of my computer. But to be honest, that really is just kind of what it's like these days, is a lot of execution. I'll be bringing an intern on. She starts the week of the 6th. So there'll be a lot of that to talk about during some of my day in the lives. But very non-glamorous. I look like very haggard today. But yeah, this is just how it goes sometimes. So happy Friday, happy holidays, happy New Year. And my next day in the life vlog will go up in 2025, which is crazy. So I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.